half-time, you can go through interesting stats, results and other information from more than 35 sports available on FlashScore.
Is on the bench now. Hansi Flick shouting a few last instructions to his players before this match gets underway, and it will be Bayern to kick us off in their changed white strips, Ahly in their traditional red jerseys and black shorts. The referee just doing a few final checks before we get this game underway. Bayern kicking from right to left, Ahly going obviously left to right. There are a few fans in attendance today. The coronavirus restrictions making it impossible to have a full attendance during the game, but there are a number of fans in there trying to make a bit of noise, making a bit of atmosphere, as Lewandowski and Muller have one final pre-match chat. Al-Ahly players will be hoping they can take their good recent form into this game. They're going to need it. Bayern, obviously very strong, one of the stronger sides in world football. And the referee has blown the whistle. Bayern playing it back into the defensive line, where Boateng plays a long ball forward out towards the left-hand side. Won in the air by Muller. Lewandowski tries to control it, but it's dropped kindly for the Al-Ahly defence in the penalty area. They hook it away to the halfway line, and they keep possession now in their defensive third, but a loose pass. They win it back very quickly, and the ball is back with Al-Ahly as they look to play it up long down the left-hand side. It's well dealt with by the defender, but it ricochets to an Al-Ahly player. Bayern Munich getting it away just towards the halfway line, but Al-Ahly have won the ball back again. Sloppy start to this game, and it's a throw into Bayern on the right-hand side up towards the halfway line. Goes back towards the right-back position, where Bayern will switch it across into a central area for Alaba to play the ball out wide. And now Bayern will stride forward with Alphonso Davies. He looks back and plays it to his defensive colleague Alaba. Alaba rolls it into Boateng, and Boateng plays it up towards the halfway line for Pavard, whose attempted pass forward is blocked, and it will be a throw into Bayern around the halfway line. Game not really settled into any rhythm as of yet, but it is obviously very early going in the tie, as Bayern will look to control the ball again now as they work it up towards the halfway line. Patient build up by Bayern so far. Davies on the left hand side, just inside the Al-Ahly half. He goes all the way back to Alaba. Alaba and Boateng taking a lot of touches early on as the ball goes out to the right hand side. Bayern just inside the Al-Ahly half, but he's closed down quickly, and it will be a throw in to Bayern Munich once again on the right hand side. Right hand side of the pitch seeing a lot of action so far today. As Bayern just throw the ball back into their own half, and again the touch of Boateng rolled across to Alaba. Alaba now again striding forward towards the halfway line. He's going to look to go long, but instead he hesitates, takes a few more touches and gets into the Al-Ahly half and plays it down the left-hand side now, where Davies tries to play a through ball in, but it's blocked, and it goes back towards Bayern on the halfway line, and they go again back to the defensive area, just holding possession, making Al-Ahly do a bit of chasing at the moment. Comfortable so far on possession Bayern. They're just starting to come forward again now, and it's again well blocked out by the Al-Ahly defender. They're going to have to do a lot of defending today if the early stages of this game are anything to go by, as Bayern line up a throw on the left hand side this time. It will be just inside the Al-Ahly half, and it's taken quickly, but the touch was heavy and Al-Ahly get it away, not further than the halfway line, but they've won possession back quickly, and it goes out to Davies as the loose pass was picked up by the Bayern defence. And again, passes between Alaba and Boateng. Boateng plays a beautiful ball forward, and it's taken very well by Coman. Coman looks back towards the halfway line, and Bayern coming forward again. More patient build up. Davies on the left hand side is just going to look to come central and goes a little bit back to Marc Roca. Roca plays it forward now, and Bayern will get forward here, and Coman's going to try and get in behind. The goalkeeper didn't really get a touch on it, but he gathers it the second time round, and it's very, very well done in the second attempt by the goalkeeper, who was alert to come out. He didn't really make a convincing effort to stop the ball, but he has got possession now as he's just dropped it in front of his feet, and he's going to go long towards the left hand side, but it's gone no further than Boateng, who comfortably headers it back in the direction of Manuel Neuer, who gives it straight back to him with a short throw. And Bayern will now again patiently try to build up as the ball goes to Kimmich and plays it back to Boateng. Bayern certainly no strangers to winning matches, as are their opponents Al-Ahly, but it will be a tall ask for the Egyptians today as Bayern try to come forward again, and again Al-Ahly hook the ball away, not very far away from their own goal, but they do get it towards the halfway line now, where they've lost possession again. Bit of an aerial tussle there with 3 or 4 high balls, but the referee has blown the whistle, and we will have a free kick here as the challenge was just shown again there, and it was Alaba who took a bit of a knock, so Bayern will get the free kick just inside the Al-Ahly half. And they've gone back towards Boateng. Boateng plays it out to Pavard. Pavard straight back to Boateng, and a bit of pressure put on the left hand side for Bayern as they attack. Now Davies tries to spin away with the ball, but he's cleared for another Bayern throw in on the left hand side. plays it out to Boateng. He's going to try and go long. It's out towards the left. Did it well, and he's going to Bayern Munich. Away by with Bayern Munich getting the ball away, command to Ahly players and gets it out to Davis on the left hand side. Bayern now passing the ball around towards the edge of the penalty area, goes out to Kimmich. Kimmich plays it all the way out to Pavard. Pavard goes back to Boateng. Boateng now left footed, plays the ball across towards the left hand side, but the pass is easily cut out by the defender and is just brought away there by Ahly. Possession given away. It has gone into the Bayern half. It will be a Bayern throw again, as Ahly there just got the last touch before the ball went out of play. And now Kimmich will bring the ball just up to the halfway line, plays it back into the centre circle where Boateng plays it out to Pavard. Pavard now into the feet of Coman. Coman was under pressure, so gives it straight back, and now it goes infield to Kimmich again. Bayern starting to increase the pace a bit now, but the challenge was very good for Ahly, and they've got the ball away up towards the halfway line as Ahly plays it back into his defence, and Benon switches it across to Ashraf. Ashraf plays it out to Malone, who gets forward down the left hand side, and the ball's gone into the Bayern half. Taha Mohamed plays a 1-2, but the second pass back to him was poor, and Bayern win the ball back as it goes into Pavard. Pavard now plays it forward. Bayern just not really stretching themselves to get forward too much at the moment, very much in control of possession. Ahly sitting deep as you would expect, as Boateng now plays the ball to Davis in the Ahly half again, and it goes back to Alaba and Boateng, who exchange passes, and the ball goes out to the right hand side. Kimmich will have Pavard going ahead of him, and he does find the run, and it's gone in towards Coman. Coman with a little flick finds Lewandowski, ball goes out to Coman again. He's in the penalty area, but Ahly get bodies in the way, and they just get it clear this time, no further than Davis, who plays a pass to Coman on the edge of the area. First time pass, Muller tries to put it back in there, and it is cleared by Malol, and we will have a throw-in for Bayern Munich, advanced on the right hand side. 7 minutes gone in this semi-final. Bayern 0, Ahly 0. The cross now comes in from the right hand side. It's dealt with well by the defender. They get it away at the second attempt, and it goes again up towards the halfway line where Boateng takes possession comfortably and plays a beautiful pass forward now into the middle. It goes to the right hand side with Pavard. Pavard's cross was good. It's met well in the end by Gnabry, but it's just gone over the crossbar. Good opening for Bayern Munich there. Plenty of time and space on the right hand side. They got the cross in very well, but Gnabry's header just a little bit too high. The goalkeeper watches it sail over the crossbar. Lewandowski issues a few instructions of where he'd like the ball next time, as El Shenawi will now take the goal kick for Ahly, and he's going to go up towards the halfway line where the ball is well controlled, and there's a slight knock there, but the referee will allow play to go on as Mohamed was knocked down. Ahly now building just inside the Bayern half. First chance for them to try and put a bit of pressure on here as El Shahat drops the ball out towards Hani. Hani crosses in from distance, but it's well dealt with in the end by Pavard. He was brave to put his head down low there as the attacker's foot was in close proximity, and he's cut out a second attempt to get forward now. Coman releases Pavard. Pavard sprints over the halfway line. He's got a couple of players either side of him. He's found Muller in the central positions. Muller under a bit of pressure, and he's found the ball out towards Serge Gnabry, but the ball is slightly behind the onrushing attacker, and it will be a throw into Ahly down on the right hand side. As Mohamed Hani just not in any hurry to take the throw in so far, just waiting for a few options, a bit of movement from his teammates. Dummies a throw in, drops Gnabry to a different position, and then goes long up towards halfway, but the touch was heavy, and Kahraba has conceded a throw into Bayern just around the halfway line. Hansi Flick issuing a few instructions to his team as Boateng comes forward towards the halfway line yet again, and played into Mark Roca. Roca plays it out wide for Pavard. Pavard just assessing his options, goes back to Roca, who goes in turn straight back to Pavard, and Bayern will start the passing move again around the halfway line with Boateng, who plays slightly to the left to Alaba. Alaba now sprints forward, and he's dragged in one or two players here, and he's found Gnabry on the edge of the box, but it's given away by Bayern again. Loose pass, and Ahly just about managed to get it away. It's gone for a throw into it, then midway inside their own half on their right hand side. It's the referee just having a word. Ahly coach issuing a few instructions to his side as they take the throw in on this right hand side. Just waiting for a bit of movement again. No hurry from the Ahly players, and the ball goes just inside the Bayern half, where it's easily won by the defence, and Ahly get another chance to take a throw in as Karaba battled with the defender there and managed to win himself on his side of throwing. And now possession squandered by Afshar, and Bayern will come forward again. The pass is loose out to the left hand side, and Ahly have a chance to try and get in behind here. Boateng covering well, and he's just touched it back to Neuer, who plays calmly out to the right hand side, and Bayern with Rocker going back to Pavard will build again. Coman with a nice little flick around the corner to sprint infield, and he sprinted past 2-3 players already, and he's played a brilliant ball through for Gnabry, but the goalkeeper did well. El Shenawi came out and clears long, deep into the Bayern half. Really good reactions by the goalkeeper there as Bayern threatened a really quick break. They upped the pace, and they certainly started to cause a few problems there. 10 minutes gone, it is still 0-0 as Bayern deep inside their own half now come up towards the halfway line with Kimmich. Rocker strides over the halfway line. He's looking up. He's got a couple of options to his right, and he's to the left hand side where Alaba will control the ball and just look to slow things down and go back to his defensive teammate Boateng again. Plenty of possession for the Bayern centre-backs in the opening 11.5 minutes of this game as the ball goes out to Coman on the right-hand side, gets one-on-one with his defender, takes on Tahir Mohamed, puts a crossing deep right the way over to the left-hand side where Gnabry controls and is brought down there, but the referee has given the free kick in the end. Didn't look like he was going to give it initially, but he hasn't. This is a good position for Bayern. Advanced on them will be taken by in the attacking area. The goals all over the pitch. Kimmich will be looking to provide one now. Quite a large number of assists for Kimmich. Rocker standing over the ball as well. As Boateng tries to make a move in the penalty area, it's gone towards the back post, it's over the keeper, and it's pushed away. It will be a corner to Bayern Munich. First corner for them. They'll get to whip it in from the left-hand side, as you just see the replay there of Ayman Ashraf getting just in the nick of time to head it away for a corner to Bayern Munich. It had completely gone past the goalkeeper. El Shenawi was not so accurate with his punch there, and the corner will come in from the right hand side. Muller, Boateng, Lewandowski, Pavard all in the penalty area. Coman waiting on the edge of the penalty area. Plenty of red shirts in the box for Ahly as this corner will come in. Plenty of players congregated around the near post, so run to the back post wouldn't go amiss here for Bayern as the corner will shortly be taken. Lewandowski the furthest away in the centre of the goal. He's been closely marked as the corner does go in. Keeper pushes it away, not that convincing again, but it is cleared by Tahir Mohamed, and it's brought down by Coman, whose touch was heavy, and Karaba with Bayern half, and Neuer just goes back. A little moment of danger there. Neuer always had it under control though, steps back and takes possession, throws it up to the halfway line, and Bayern will again work it now between Davis and Alaba. Alaba goes across to Kimmich. Kimmich will have a look for a pass back to Alaba now as Bayern up on the halfway line. Out to the left hand side this time where Muller plays it back to Alaba again. Bayern just happy to knock the ball around, let Ahly do the chasing as Pavard is just caught late there, and the referee will call the free kick. As the ball went backwards, there was no advantage there. Mark Rocker now plays the ball into the attacking area. It goes back with Kimmich. Kimmich goes in turn back to his midfield partner Rocker, whose pass is heavy and it's going to sail harmlessly out for a goal kick to the Egyptian side then. So just coming up to the 15-minute mark, Bayern controlling possession. Obviously the more territorial advantage as well. Ahly have had one or two breaks where they've had a chance to threaten the Germans, but so far No goals, no clear-cut chances. A header for Bayern that was sent just over the bar by Gnabry, as the goal kick will be taken by El Shaarawy. And he's played it quite low, but he's only found Alaba towards the halfway line. Alaba now looks for Coman on the right. His control was good, and he's tried to get it past. It's blocked by El Shaarawy, and Ahly now playing possession back in their own area, but they do get the ball away, and it's straight back though. Bayern Munich winning the ball back very well, very quickly. Ahly not really getting much break from the defence at the moment. Coman plays it in to Lewandowski, whose touch was good, and he tried to get a short quick-fire shot away, but it was well blocked by Badr Benon, and it will be another corner for Bayern. Just for the replay there, now he's just getting his foot to the ball. Control was really nicely done by Coman. He just looped up. It was very difficult for him to try and get control of the ball in that position. Corner goes into Muller. Oh, headed straight at the keeper. It was a free header. There was so much time. He got good power on it, just lacking in accuracy. And Ahly get the ball away, and it goes straight back to Bayern Munich now. And Lewandowski on the left-hand side will be looking to put a ball in. It does take a deflection. It's not down for Coman, but the defender steps in well, plays it out to the left-hand side. And it's cleared up towards Kahraba. Tries a back flick, goes straight to Davis. Davis tries to play the ball forward. It's blocked by Kahraba with the arm, and it will be a free kick to Bayern Munich just inside from the touchline, halfway inside the Ahly half. Goes back to Kimmich. Kimmich goes again back to Alaba. Alaba and Boateng again playing pass between themselves, and threatening to go forward there, but he just stops and turns and finds Rocker in the centre circle, who spins away from his man, plays it to Kimmich on the left hand side. Kimmich down the line for Serge Gnabry. Gnabry goes back to Kimmich. Now will he switch it across towards the right hand side, but it's Boateng who picks it up in the central area, finds Pavard on the right. Cross goes in. It looked like it was blocked by an arm there. It doesn't matter for Coman anyway. It's fallen to Lewandowski. It's 1-0 to Bayern, and it has been coming. Bayern definitely the better side so far, and of course it's Lewandowski with the goal. Well worked in the end. It was just not cleared by Ahly. They had a couple of opportunities to get the ball away. They didn't do it, and they have been punished by Robert Lewandowski, who's just always in and amongst the goals. Terrific goal scoring record. As we see here, Coman's ball flashed across, Gnabry pulling it back, and Lewandowski firing low past the goalkeeper, and it is a good start for Bayern Munich. They've taken the lead in the opening half of the game. Gnabry there with the assist, the former Arsenal and West Bromwich Albion man. Really nice finish by Lewandowski, firm, right-footed. The goalkeeper, the defender on the line, they couldn't quite do enough to keep the ball out. So it's an early goal for Bayern Munich. Then 17 minutes into this game, as Ahly kick off and try to go forward on the left-hand side. Possession given away cheaply, and Lewandowski finds the pass out to the right-hand side. It's gone out towards the middle, and it's a strike from distance, and it's over the top this time. Another goal kick for Ahly, as we just see Kimmich there, who's just had an effort, not really troubling the goalkeeper, but they've played it out short, and Bayern putting pressure on in an advanced area. Very difficult for the Egyptians to get away from their own penalty box at the moment, so they've gone long, and a tussle on the left-hand side sees Bayern come away with the ball again. Davis flicks it over the head of the onrushing defender, and he'll stride forward now and play it to Gnabry. Gnabry goes back to Rocker. Rocker back to Kimmich, and they'll look to switch this out to the right-hand side. They do. Coman will bring the ball down nicely on his right foot, turns, and he'll want to try and run at the defender here, but he goes back inside instead to Pavard. Pavard to Rocker. Rocker back out to Coman. Coman this time will try and take his man on, tries to get the cross away. It is deflected, and it will go comfortably through to Mohamed El Shaarawy, and Ahly will now try and build again. They really need to try and work their way out of their own half a little bit better. Bayern doing a really good job so far of putting pressure on their Egyptian counterparts. The goal kick pull from El Shaarawy, and it goes just in front of the halfway line in the Ahly half as he throws his arms up in the air. It wasn't the greatest kick, on Bayern will take the throw in quickly and go back to Alaba from Pavard. Alaba now carries the ball over the halfway line, just plays a little pass into Gnabry. Gnabry goes back central to Boateng in a deeper position, now goes out to Pavard on the right hand side. Coman takes control, cuts inside now, tries to go back onto his right foot. He's found Muller. Muller tries to put the ball through, but it's cut out well. Play back, very unfortunate there that it took a slight nick off the Bayern Munich player, and it will be an Ahly throw-in on their left-hand side, deep towards the corner flag. It will be taken by Ahly Malol, who just takes a few yards further. The ball actually went out of play, and it's thrown, headed straight back by a Bayern player, and it will be another throw-in from a similar position for Ahly on the left-hand side. Malol to take it once again. Bayern plenty of players in advanced positions. They cut it out yet again through Pavard, and we'll have another throw-in now for Ahly, taken again by Malol, and try and get a bit of distance on it. Goes short, and it's well worked out in the end. They've spun away with Afshar, and they've got out towards Karaba. Karaba's played a nice ball now, and Ahly will cross the halfway line. Hint of offside there, but they've carried on down the left-hand side. Flag's not gone up yet. Can he cut inside of Boateng? He does, but Boateng recovers while Alaba sweeps in and clears the danger. As Ahly regain possession, nice little opportunity for them to work the ball and try and put a bit of pressure on Bayern here as Mohamed Hani tries to put the cross in. It's flip time, and Neuer gets down well, low to his right-hand side. Two hands on the ball, no real danger, but it is the first promising opportunity that Ahly have had to cause Bayern a few problems. They worked it well. The cross from the right-hand side was well delivered, and Neuer equal to it as Kimmich plays the ball into Coman now, just inside the Ahly half, and it goes out towards Pavard, who looks back for Kimmich. Bayern really controlling the ball well, putting pressure on. It's just flicked away, and it will be another corner to Bayern. The ball in towards Lewandowski was good, and defender just about getting a touch to take it away from the danger. As we just see a replay there of the chance for Ahly, Boateng covering his man well as he tried to cut inside. And just see now the corner will go in from the Bayern Munich left-hand side. Serge Gnabry just waiting for Kimmich to come over, and Kimmich will resume his corner duties. Again, Bayern sending plenty of bodies forward. Muller, Lewandowski, Boateng all in the penalty area. Bodies lurking on the edge of the penalty box as well for any knockdowns that may come in, and it's delivered straight in towards the keeper, just pushes it away again, and it's just bounced away from Gnabry, and it will give the Egyptians a chance to come away with Shahad now playing it out, and Ahly winning a throw-in midway inside their half on the right-hand side. 22 minutes gone. Ahly 0, Bayern Munich 1. Robert Lewandowski's goal after around 17 minutes, the only goal of the game so far, which gives the Germans a good situation. They'll be very happy with this. Like I said, won many trophies, 5 in the calendar year of 2020. This one would have been there as well, but for the restrictions it was slightly pushed back. Yeah, certainly looking focused, certainly looking very sharp, despite having travel complications to actually get here. But the ball is ricocheted through, and Ahly will now try to come forward through Mohamed Hani. It's covered well by Davis, and he's just about skipped away from two players now, goes towards a third and plays the ball up into the Ahly half, where Bayern will try to launch a counter-attack here. Serge Gnabry fouled at least on 3 occasions there, and it will be a free kick to Bayern just inside the Ahly half. As we see the replay of the foul there from Badr Benon, it was clear. I'm surprised the referee hasn't got his book out there. So we see a replay of the effort, which Neuer obviously handled very well. One of the greatest goalkeepers certainly of the current day, maybe even one of the greatest goalkeepers ever. That's a discussion for another time, as Bayern go back into their own half with Alaba. Free kick from Kimmich. Rocker plays it out towards Gnabry on the left hand side, just wanted to try and get Davis to go in behind there. Davis a little bit slow on the uptake, so he goes back in towards the central area. Plenty of bodies moving forward. Gnabry again in towards Lewandowski, and he's taken it back, and he's found Rocker. Rocker drills it across goal, and it's just wide. Really good chance for Bayern. Works brilliantly again. Fast passing and moving. Intricate play. Gnabry, Lewandowski combining. Rocker with the chance, and he just pulled the shot wide. He was under the close attentions of the defender, and luckily for the Egyptian side, it just goes wide of El Shanawi's far post. As one of the defenders is receiving a bit of medical treatment here, seems to have a bit of problem with the hamstring. This will be a concern for the Egyptians, as the physio's just come on, the referee instructing them to move the player off the pitch, as he just gets a bit of ice rubbed on the back of his hamstring there. They really won't want to lose one of their starting defenders in a situation like this. If you just see a replay of the goal now, really, really well worked by Bayern. It was a bit of fortune. Coman's cross comes sharp, finding through a crowd of players into the back of the Egyptians' net. Hansi Flick will be delighted with the way his side have started this game. He's had a terrific run since taking over the Bayern Munich hot seat, including that 8-2 demolition of Barcelona in last year's Champions League quarter-finals before their victory over Paris Saint-Germain in a closely contested final. They have won the Champions League on 6 occasions. They've came close in the not too recent past as well, defeats to Chelsea, and then in 1999 the famous late comeback from Manchester United denying them another crown. But they have redeemed themselves since with the 2013 and 2020 victories. As the ball goes back into the Bayern defensive area, Kimmich will now come towards the halfway line. Bayern did win this competition in 2013. Following on from their Champions League victory, they did so without conceding a goal. They'll be certainly hoping to do the same today and looking in a good position to do so as they control the ball well and go back towards the left-hand side. Davis just looks as if he's going to cross it from deep. Instead finds Coman. It's gone to Lewandowski on the edge of the box. Just wouldn't fall for them. It's gone out to Gnabry though. He's tried a little intricate flick into the box, and again the Egyptians get it away only as far as the edge of the penalty area, and Rocker shoots straight at El-Shanawi, who gets his body behind the ball and holds it well. Looks to try and release the ball quickly, but he doesn't have too much movement in front of him. Looks a little bit frustrated with his teammates here. They do need to try and get forward to level up this game. They are a goal down, and certainly Bayern Munich, the better side so far. We'll be hoping Ahly can get forward a bit more, start to put a bit of pressure on that back line. Doesn't look likely of happening so far, as we are just over the midway point in the first half. Bayern again controlling the ball, some really large amounts of possession at the moment, a lot of chase and a lot of hard yards for the Egyptians as they just get the ball forward on the right hand side. Now will they manage to get a cross in here from Shahat? He's under good pressure there. He's kept the ball well. Davis puts it out of play, and it will be a throw into the Egyptians. Very advanced, just in touch with the right hand corner flag as they attack. Ahly coach issuing a few instructions to players nearby as they'll look to try and make the most of this, as the substitution, as Ali Mahlol has had to be replaced and Yasser Ibrahim comes on in his place wearing the number 6 jersey, as Ahly take the throw in quickly, and it goes back to Mohamed Hani. He tries to get across him, but he doesn't beat the first man. Bayern bring it away, but one back possession well here, the Egyptians, and again it's comfortably taken by Rocker, and Bayern will come away with Kimmich just sprinting away from his man Hamdi Fati there, and possession will go back to Bayern. Will be a free kick, as you just see Mahlol there, left back, who's had to be replaced, strapped ice pack to his hamstring. Doesn't look good for him. Don't think he'll be playing in the next game of Ahly in this competition, whatever it may be, the 3rd and 4th place playoff or the final, if they can turn this game around. Rocker goes out towards Lewandowski, who's a bit deeper than he'd like to be on the left-hand side, and he did start to run forward, but Davis looks back for the safer option, which is Alaba, and Boateng just exchanging passes there, trying to bring the Egyptians out of their shape. Kaprava trying his best to close them down, but he's not got that much support for his teammates going forward. It's quite easy for Bayern to knock the ball around the back line at the moment, and they get into a more advanced area. Coman plays it into Gnabry. Gnabry strikes from distance. It's straight at the goalkeeper. He pushed it up and caught it at the second attempt, but he's done well to keep it out. It was a strong drive by Gnabry. The ball may have had a bit of movement there that caught the goalkeeper out, but he did at least get it on the second attempt, as the ball goes straight back into the Bayern defensive area. Boateng got towards the halfway line with Muller. Muller goes back to Pavard, back into Boateng again, and Bayern just happy to build slowly, patiently again. If they up the speed for their illustrious opponents. And he just gives the ball back out to Alaba. Alaba just inside the Ahly half as possession is turned over again to Kimmich. Just stepped away and let to Kimmich midway inside the Ahly half, central position. Cross goes in from the right. It's touched by Lewandowski. It's a bit heavy, and they do manage to clear it out to the left hand side, where they'll be hoping to try and get a bit of territory there. Players pass into the striker. Kahraba is cut out, and Ahly will have a throw in on the halfway line, left hand side, as just a bit of a handshake there. Boateng apologising for a slight knock that he may have caused. throwing goes easily, trying to slowly assess their options and build forward with Rocca. Rocca plays the ball straight through the middle, tries to go through from Muller. He tried to play the ball in there, but it was just blocked out by the defender, and Ahly will take the ball away, and just a chance for them to get a slight touch on the ball, try and get Bayern to do a bit of running, but the possession was loose again from Hamdi Fatih, but they've managed to maintain it on the left hand side. 30 minutes gone, Ahly 0, Bayern Munich 1, as they get the ball into the edge of the box now. Kakraba has worked it out well, and it's gone to Taha Mohamed on the left hand side. The cross was blocked well, and they will get a throw in just a few yards away from the penalty area on their left hand side, the Bayern Munich right. Kimmich tries to close down the option of Mohamed Magdi Afshar, who's took the ball anyway, but Muller steps in well and takes the ball off him. And Bayern again just calm on possession, just not working, not playing any unnecessary passes, just keeping it simple, keeping it nice, and making the Egyptians do the work. It's a brilliant ball over the top on the right hand side, finds Coman. Coman tries to twist and turn, and he's well blocked by Ibrahim, but he's managed to get away from him anyway, and he's clipped there just by the defender, and the referee doesn't give a free kick to Bayern there. I thought he would be calling for a free kick as Coman protests to the linesman, and he's right in front of him, so I'm surprised he didn't make that decision. The Egyptians will try and bring the ball away though, and they do get it across into the middle, where Magdi Afshar will try to get forward now. He does get forward and finds El Shahad. Shahad's got Hani running ahead of him, and he's played a brilliant ball into the area. It's picked up, and it's crossed in good. It was dealt with by Pavard. He's get it away in the end. He's trying to keep the pressure on, and Muller headers it away no further than the Egyptian midfielder. Goes out straight from distance, and it's just gonna go harmlessly wide from Mohamed Magdi Afshar there. It was almost reacted to by the striker. It just ended up slipping just away from him, just beyond his reach, through the legs as he tried to get forward, and Bayern comes straight back with Muller playing it in field to Lewandowski. Lewandowski twists and turns, but he's caught in his own feet there, and the ball does go back with Bayern pretty quickly as Kimmich will play the ball into Muller. Muller turns and he's caught late. The referee will allow Bayern to play on, and there is an advantage here on the right hand side, but it has gone back in towards Mark Rock. Rocker now plays it out to Kimmich. Defender sliding in there towards Coman. It was risky, but he did take the ball, so there's no infringement there, but it's straight back with Bayern on the halfway line as Boateng just turns, and it's got plenty of time and space to just take a few steps forward and pass out to Alphonso Davies on the left hand side as Gnabry tries to cut inside Mohamed Hani, who spins away from him quite nicely. Bayern concede the throw in as the ball ricocheted off Gnabry and goes out for the Ahly side to try and build something. Now Mohamed Hani just looking for options again, not too much movement from his side, may have to go straight up the line, and he does do just that. It's watched very well in the end by Davis, and Bayern win the throw in on their left hand side. Goes back to Alaba. Alaba plays it into Boateng. Boateng now carries the ball forward. Bayern quite a lot of possession so far, nearly 70% in their favour. It's really hard task for Ahly to close them down, try and win possession and get some territory, get towards the Bayern goal and cause problems. They need to do that. They've not been able to do it so far as Lewandowski stops and turns, plays it back to Davis, Davis back to Kimmich, and Kimmich will play it out towards the right hand side where Mark Rocker just waits for a challenge to come in before playing back to Boateng. Boateng across to Alaba. Is it forward? It's cut out well, and can the Egyptians launch a counter-attack here? They've got a couple of bodies sprinting forward as Afshar plays it out to the left-hand side where Taha Mohamed gives it back, and Bayern have got bodies back quickly. They've got back well into shape, and the Egyptians just happy to knock the ball back into their own half, go back into their defensive area and just to hold possession and try and get their German opponents to do a bit of running, put a bit of leg work in themselves. The goalkeeper's kick's gone long. Davis well up in the air, and he's played it straight to Gnabry. Gnabry goes back, and Neuer will convert. The possession is taken by Alaba, to his teammate Boateng. Boateng plays it into Kimmich. Recurring theme of this half so far, Bayern's centre-backs and Kimmich really holding on to possession well, not under that much pressure while doing so. As Bayern come forward here, Lewandowski's touch on the edge of the penalty area was a bit heavy, and it will go out for a goal kick. difficult ball to take. It was fizzed into him from the right hand side, but he's done well to almost certainly touched it away from the defender. It was just a little bit heavy as he stumbled after taking the touch, and Pavard tried to keep it in play but wasn't able to do so. It was just a little bit ahead of him as the goal kick from Al Shanawi is cut out very easily, and it will just sail back out for a goal kick. Coman there just getting back into position. Really good half of football so far from Bayern this opening 35 minutes, where they've got the goal, they've got themselves in front, could be heading to the final. Certainly will feel confident with their record, their form, and their calibre of players in their side. As the goal kick again is not that convincing, but it goes out for a throw to the Egyptians on the left hand side. Just gaining a few yards, just takes it inside the Bayern half. Referee happy to allow them to do that. Again, not much movement going on. They're trying to throw-in takers really need a bit more from their teammates so far, as it's gone for another throw-in. It was easily cleared again, and again just looking for that movement. It's not forthcoming. They're really having difficulty. Static at the moment, and it's thrown straight back to Bayern, and Kimmich will play it back to Alaba. Plenty of time and space for him to assess his options, and he just looks for the simple pass, as Bayern have done so well in this half. Passes exchanged between Kimmich and Alaba. Alaba now plays it up to Gnabry just inside the Al Ahly half. He goes back for Alphonso Davies, who goes straight back to Alaba. Egyptian side struggling to close them down, and it's a good chance for Bayern here. It's gone into Lewandowski. It's over the top of the crossbar. It will be a goal kick. Lewandowski's asking for a penalty. He'd already got the shot away. He was caught by the goalkeeper. There's certainly no doubt about that. The touch just brought the ball up into the penalty area and just managed. The keeper did certainly catch him as he came out, but it was the goal kick given, and Bayern win possession back straight away as it goes to Gnabry on the edge of the box. Lewandowski and Coman try to exchange passes. It goes to Pavard, whose shot is blocked on the edge of the penalty area. But again, possession straight back to Bayern. The referee giving the free kick to the Egyptians just on the halfway line for the foul on Hussein Al Shahat. And the free kick taken all the way back to Al Shanawi. Bayern certainly the dominant side so far. And now the Egyptians just holding possession, got into the centre circle now. They've got a chance to go forward. They've got bodies going forward on the left hand side, but he cuts inside and he's closed down well, and the pass goes straight into the feet of Boateng, but it does ricochet out to the right hand side, where the pass goes straight into Gnabry, and Bayern again through Davies. Plenty of time and space to pick a pass, goes right across his penalty area, and Boateng will bring the ball forward. He finds Kimmich again in the holding midfielder position as he finds Rocker towards the halfway line. Gnabry now takes a touch, has a look in front of him. He's got 2 or 3 players, but he chooses to go back, and Bayern will keep possession in the defensive line with Alaba rolling it to Boateng. Boateng going across to Pavard, who's played it into Kimmich. Kimmich just turns and finds Rocker. Rocker takes a touch and gives it back to Kimmich. Intricate passing by Bayern around the halfway line. Kimmich tries to drive forward, but he's blocked off, and the ball bounces straight back through to Alaba, who's looking for options, and he finds Alphonso Davies on the left hand side. Alphonso Davies now plays it to Kimmich. Kimmich straight back to him, and they're just happy to go back into Alaba and Boateng again as they work it a bit further forward this time. Pavard was well blocked by Tahir Mohamed. Throw-in taken quickly. Bayern striding forward again, and it's gone past Coman. Coman left the ball nicely there. Muller plays it for Pavard. Pavard crossed towards the edge of the penalty box. Coman knocks it down. Lofted it in towards the penalty box. Lewandowski was in there, and it's fallen for Kimmich. It's blocked well by the defence. They get it away. Davies steps in and takes possession. Cuts inside onto his right flank. Drives it just wide. Keeper was beaten, but it's just beaten the post as well, and it's still 1-0 to Bayern. Another good opportunity for the European champions there, as we just see the replay. Kimmich just trying to get the volley, but it was covered well. Brilliant footwork by Alphonso Davies, and his shot just dragged wide of the right hand post of the goalkeeper. Goal kick taken quickly, and Bayern nearly won the ball back in the Al Ahly penalty area there as it goes out towards the halfway line, and again they struggle to keep hold of the ball in the advanced area, and they surely free kick to Bayern Munich there, as the replay is not going to be shown, but Mohamed Hani just catching Gnabry there as the referee has a word with the Egyptians over their protestations. It was a foul, nothing too dangerous, not worthy of a yellow card, but the referee making the correct call to give the free kick. Bayern go back into the centre circle with Jerome Boateng. As he looks and finds Kingsley Coman. Coman's got a couple of players giving him attention, but he plays it back. A bit more pressure now coming from the Egyptians as we go towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. Bayern Munich 1, Ahly 0. Again, the long ball towards Gnabry was cut out well, and they launch it back in towards the halfway line, but a heavy touch goes straight to Coman, and Coman in a central position was challenged well. Bayern win the ball back with Kimmich, who again so effective at his job, just goes back into Boateng, Boateng into Coman. Coman takes a touch and plays it out to the right hand side, and it goes back to Coman a couple of yards further back than he was, puts a cross in. It's dealt with well by the defender. Benon gets it away to the edge of the area, then they manage to get it into the Bayern half, but it's a lonely task for Kahraba at the moment, and Boateng goes back to Neuer. Neuer just as good with his feet as he is with his hands, and he goes to Alaba now just striding forward, not any real pressure now again, and they just get the ball into Gnabry towards the halfway line. He goes back to Mark Rocker, who covered a defensive position there, as the switch of play out towards Coman is well read in the end by Ayman Ashraf, and it will be a throw-in to Bayern Munich as they go back. And midway inside the Al Ahly half, cross from deep was threatened, but he's turned and played it back into Rocker instead. Rocker towards Muller. Muller turns and gets the ball out to Pavard. Pavard to Coman. Coman was caught there, and it will be a free kick to Bayern. Dangerous position for the Egyptians now. They're going to have to be careful with this. Certainly within a decent range, they'll be putting this ball into the penalty box. Bayern surely going to send a few bodies forward to try and get that second goal before the half-time whistle goes. We've got just around 3 minutes to go, plus any additional time that the referee may add on. There was the injury to Ali Mahlol earlier. The goal celebration should add 30 seconds as well, and then the substitution. So we may be looking at a couple of minutes added on as Kimmich lines this free kick up on the right-hand side. Boateng, Gnabry, Lewandowski all in there. Pavard lurking in the centre of the penalty area. Bayern players just on the edge of the penalty area at the moment. They'll be trying to take advantage of the spacing between the defensive line and the goalkeeper, where Kimmich will be aiming to put this ball in and cause some problems for the African Champions League holders. Referee just unloaded one or two players in the penalty area there for a bit of pushing and shoving, but now we'll have the free kick delivered by Kimmich. Just lining it up, and he drills it in low, and it's pushed out by the goalkeeper. Must have took a deflection. It seems to catch him by surprise, but he's pushed it out well. They cleared it only as far as Coman. Coman just gives it back to Kimmich. Kimmich's pass evades him, and Al Ahly will try to break forward here. They've got 3 or 4 players forward, but present the German side, and Neuer with a brilliant pass out to Boateng, who just starts to go back into his natural position as he was on his way back there. Did really well to win the ball back and take some pressure off his teammates as the Egyptians win possession just inside the centre circle, inside their own half, and the ball goes out to El Shahat. He's waited for the advance of Mohamed Hani, who goes back into Hamdi Fati. Just a bit of possession for the Egyptians towards the close of this first half, as goes out towards Hani again, and he plays it back to Afsha. Afsha now goes back. It's back with him again. A couple of short passes, little 1-2s around the halfway line as a couple of Bayern players started to close him down. They've switched it out towards Badr Benon in the central position, and he's gone out towards the left-hand side as Al Ahly go back into their defensive shape. Ibrahim plays it across for Benon. Benon now just takes a touch. He's going to look to go long, central, and he has found his teammate there, but he's just evaded them. They've won it back though here. They have got a chance now. Mark Rocker was a bit slow there, and he had possession taken from him, and the Egyptians just working it nicely again on the right hand side as Hani tries to spin away, but he's lost possession as his pass was cut out. The Egyptians do manage to get the ball back, but it's only gone forward, and it will be a goal kick to Bayern. It just about went out of play. They were unlucky there not to keep the ball in. They didn't have too many players in the penalty box for the ball to find if the ball had stayed in play, but encouraging the signs that they've got forward and tried to cause a few problems on that right hand side. Nice little passing and movement. Ahly certainly happy to go forward at any opportunity for Ahly, as they just work the ball nicely again on this right hand side where they're seeing the majority of their possession, as it just switches out to Ibrahim on the left. He sprints up towards the halfway line, but we'll only have 1 minute of added time in this first half as the ball goes central for Hamdi Fati, who stops and turns and plays it back into the defensive line, and it goes now into the Bayern half with a bit of space and time for Kahraba. Kahraba looks and finds El Shahat. He's not got much movement ahead of him, so he's going to look to go back to Mohamed Hani, who's just inside the Bayern half. He plays it across to Ashraf. Ashraf now across to Ibrahim. Ibrahim's got a couple of bodies to aim for here on the edge of the box, but it's cut out well by Boateng, and the Egyptians keep possession just inside the Bayern half with Amr Al-Salaya. He goes back now to Hamdi Fati, who plays it into Beno. Ibrahim on the left hand side, he's going to look to try and release the ball again. He's looking to make something happen since coming on. He's done quite well out there. He's not had too many issues caused by Bayern as of yet, but coming into a game when you're already a goal down, never easy, certainly against the quality that Bayern Munich have. The referee blows the half-time whistle. It is Ahly 0, Bayern Munich 1 in this Club World Cup semi-final match. We'll be back shortly with the second half. They lost to the eventual winners, Internacional, before they beat Club America in the third place playoff. As Ahly get us underway for the second half, as they'll be kicking from right to left this time, as the ball ricochets off Kimmich, and Ahly play it forward up to the left hand side, where Kahraba takes a touch and tries to get beyond Boateng. Boateng covers it well, but concedes a throw in a very advanced position early in the second half. It's a good start from the Egyptian side, as the throw in will be taken. So just looking for a few options there, Ayman, as he's found the pass back, goes to Fatih. He gives the ball straight back to Afsha. Afsha switches it out to the right hand side, where Mohamed Hani takes a touch and drags Alphonso Davies out of position before playing it down the line for Shahat, and it's just lost again in the middle of the park there. Bayern starting to put a bit of pressure on. The Egyptians keeping hold of the ball well in the second half so far, as they look to try and come forward again down the left hand side, certainly trying to start much brighter than they did in the first half, where they were very slow and very difficult, finding it very difficult to get out of their half, out of the attacking third of the pitch that Bayern were dominating so well. But Bayern have won possession here, and they've just a loose pass there, and it's gone out of play. It will be a throw into the Egyptian side on the right hand side. So the throw in will be taken quickly by Hani, and he goes central, and they work it out towards the left hand side now, as the Egyptians just start to come forward to the halfway line again, and again just calmly holding possession as Ibrahim takes it and gives a short pass into Hamdi Fatih. Fatih back to Ibrahim, goes all the way back to his goalkeeper El Shanawi, as Lewandowski tries to close him down, but the pass goes long out to the right hand side, and it's flicked on, but it's gone into the middle, and Al Ahly do keep possession as Afsha gives it to Hani. Hani now plays it further up the line for Shahat, and he's going to try and go back to Hani. Bayern starting to put a bit more pressure on now as the ball approaches the halfway line, and it's just nicely held by the Egyptians, and they're starting to work it into the Bayern half. They've got a good chance now, a bit of space on the left hand side for Ashraf, whose cross goes straight into the hands of Manuel Neuer under no pressure, and now Bayern will look to launch an attack of their own. It's thrown out to Kimmich, who goes out to the left hand side, where Davies just passes it straight back into the defensive duo of Boateng and Alaba, who exchange the passes before Roca takes the ball and gives it to Pavard just inside the Al Ahly half. The challenge came in well there from Taher, and it will be a throw in for the German side. It will be taken by the French World Cup winner Pavard. It goes all the way back to Boateng. Boateng now going the easy way and plays it straight across to Alaba, who steps over into the Egyptian side's half, and he's just got a couple of players on his left that he's looking at playing it to, but instead he twists and turns away, and he's kept possession, and he's gone back to his teammate Boateng, who's just inside the Al Ahly half, and plays it out to Pavard on the right hand side, right to Coman. Egyptian defender stepped in well there before the ball reached Lewandowski, and it will be a free kick to the Egyptians. A foul there by Mark Roca. The referee has a word, keeps his cards in his pocket, and it will be a chance for the Egyptians to try and maintain their good start to this half, keep possession, try and get Bayern working, chasing, and try and get a bit of territorial advantage, get closer to Manuel Neuer's goal. It's a couple of players looking as though they're interested in taking the free kick, but it will be Amr Al-Salaya who plays it in, and the ball goes straight back into the defensive line. Fatih plays it out to Hani, who's going to look to try and play a long ball forward here. It's central, and it's brought down by Kahraba. Covered well there by Alaba, but the ball stays with the Egyptian side on the right hand side. He's turned inside the first man, turned inside the second, gets inside the penalty area. Shot was blocked, and it will be a throw into the Egyptians. Certainly started much brighter in this second half, as Hussein Al-Shahat's shot is blocked there, and the Egyptians now will just keep the pressure on, throwing on the right hand side, taken. They maintain possession again, and it's played off Alphonso Davies, and it will be another throw in for Al Ahly. Good opening 5 minutes to the second half for the African Champions League winners, as the throw-in taken by Hani now will go in towards the right-hand side, and does take it eventually and finds Kahraba. Kahraba's touch was heavy, but he manages to fight off the challenge of Muller, and Muller does eventually come away with the ball and plays it to Lewandowski. Lewandowski wins it in the air well and plays it out to Gnabry on the left-hand side. He's going to sprint past the first man, tries to go past the second. He has gone past Benon. He's got not much opportunity to cross the ball in, but the defender Benone there just did well to keep the ball in. The referee did point and could have gone either way, but it is very good start by the Egyptians. The goal kick will be taken by Al-Shanawi. Again, looking for options. There's not much movement ahead of him. He did protest about that a couple of times in the first half as his goal kick goes up towards the halfway line. Bayern win the ball back though. Muller flicks it on for Lewandowski. Lewandowski's pass through is blocked, and Bayern will maintain possession. Rocker and Kimmich exchanging passes. Kimmich will now take the ball forward, and he does so down the left-hand side. Lewandowski turns and plays it back to Rocker, and Bayern will continue to build their attack in the central position, but the pass was loose there by Alaba, latched onto by Taher Mohamed. He's going to get a run here. He's got a bit of space down that side. He's got Karaba running in a central position. He's got options on the edge of the penalty box. He does find it. The touch is heavy, and it's cleared away by Boateng up towards the halfway line. Stepped in and headed by Ibrahim, but it just goes through to Davis, who's going to take the ball on his chest and just step up towards the halfway line with the ball now. Finds Lewandowski. Lewandowski's got Coman and Gnabry running in front of him. He's found Pavard on the right hand side. Pavard cuts in onto his left foot, tries to cross it in, and it's blocked well by the defender. Goes straight back to Muller. Now the ball chipped in by Kimmich. Muller tries to play it across the box, but El-Shanawi comes out and claims it well. Bayern not putting too much pressure on the goalkeeper there, but a well-worked attack. Good, intricate play. Kimmich, delightful little chip ball into Muller's feet, but Shanawi again looking for options to try and distribute the ball, and he's gone long, kicked straight out of his hands, right up into the Bayern Munich half, where Karaba was battling with the defender Alaba, and the referee gives a free kick to the German side for handball. Karaba not happy with the decision, but he did well in the tussle. It did just knock into his arm, so the referee has made the correct call as Bayern start to play the ball around the halfway line again. Kimmich looking around. He's got a couple of options, and he does look out to his left hand side where Davis plays it in to Coman. Now Mark Rocker, he finds Coman this time. Coman skips away from the defender. He's done well. He's got into the penalty area here. A couple of bodies to choose from, but it's only played back into Al-Salaya, who just launches it straight into the Bayern half, gives Karaba another aerial battle to try and win, which he's done brilliantly, and turns away. And now he's got an option if he finds the pass out on the right hand side. He does find the pass out. Al-Shanawi just about keeps the possession as Davis came back to challenge him. He's got to try and get rid of the ball here, but the cross only finds Alaba, and it's headed away. The Egyptians now will maintain possession as Hamdi Fati just knocks it back, and Ibrahim will try to come forward towards the halfway line. Plays it out to the left hand side now, where Ashraf takes the ball back from Taher, and the Egyptians will just go back into their goalkeeper Al-Shanawi as Ibrahim plays a pass back into him, trying to drag Bayern players a bit further forward, try and get them a bit of space that they can exploit, as Karaba started this half very well, taking the ball down and certainly engaging in these battles more so than they had an opportunity to do in the first half, as Hamdi Fati just plays a nice simple pass and it ricochets through. Very fortunately for the Egyptians, they keep possession. It's passed out to the left hand side, but the touch in the end was poor, and it will be a throw into Bayern. Ayman Ashraf's touch there just not really helping the attacking effort, but they've certainly definitely started this second half much brighter than they were in the first, the Egyptians, as Kimmich turns away from Magdi Afshar and goes into Alaba. Alaba plays it to Alphonso Davies, who's just got inside the Al Ahly half on the left hand side. Back into Mark Rocker. Rocker exchanging passes with Davis before the ball goes into Alaba and Kimmich. Kimmich now plays it out to Pavard on the right hand side. Cuts inside, and he's going to play the ball straight across to Alaba. Again, Bayern just knocking the ball around the back line very comfortably, not under too much pressure when they're playing the ball in the high position up towards the halfway line. Davis goes back to Alaba again. Alaba across to Boateng, who's just coming outside the centre circle and tries to find Muller. It's cut out, but it goes only as far as Coman. Coman now goes back to Pavard. First time pass from Rocker was loose and Muller couldn't quite get control of the ball. He's chasing back here though, and he's just had a little tug at Tahir's shirt, but the referee will allow advantage to go. Kakraba gets inside the penalty area now for the Egyptians. Has he got a pass on? He has found one. It's tried to go back to him, but Boateng cuts it out well. Muller turns just inside the centre point of the Bayern half, gives the ball to Kimmich, and Kimmich plays it to Lewandowski up towards the halfway line. Lewandowski cuts back and Bayern keep hold of possession. Plenty of space and time for Mark Rocker to come forward. He plays it forward into Coman's feet. Paul just jumped up, but he's still able to play the pass back to Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich now looks out to the left-hand side and finds Alphonso Davies. Davies back to Kimmich. Bayern just slowing the game down a bit now. They don't need to press too hard. They have already got the goal. They've got the advantage. They've got 1 foot in the final, but they're starting to increase the speed now on the right-hand side. Finds Pavard. Pavard's cross goes in and it's blocked well by the defender. Fati plays it away and it's just gone straight back to Alaba on the halfway line as he looks out to the left-hand side again for Davis. Davis and Gnabry exchanging passes. Kimmich takes control and switches it out to the right-hand side where it's controlled nicely by Coman. He's got Pavard going on the outside if he chooses to use him. Cuts inside onto his left foot instead. Now goes back out to the right. Gets a shot away. It's blocked and it will be a corner for Bayern Munich. Ibrahim throwing his body in the way there to get the block and send the ball looping over the crossbar. The shot was certainly making it on target. It would have caused a problem for El Shaarawy, but in the end the defence have covered it well and it gives Bayern their first opportunity to swing in a corner in the second half. It will come in from the right hand side. It seems like Kimmich will continue his role of taking the set pieces so far today as El Shaarawy issues a few instructions to his players. Again, players dotted all over the penalty box this time for Bayern. Kimmich sends it in towards the penalty spot and it's beaten. It's gone for a corner. It will be another corner for Bayern. Muller got up well to direct the header again. It was quite central, much like header he had in the first half. He definitely had less space and time on this occasion. Ball probably looping over the bar. El Shaarawy wasn't to know that. He had to do his job and tip it over the bar for the corner to Bayern Munich, which will again be taken by Kimmich, this time from the opposite side. Players, much like an instance in the first half, all at the near post. Plenty of the run there and exploit it. Plenty of bodies in the penalty area from Al Ahly. Bayern with good number of aerial threats of their own in there. 6 or 7 players in the penalty box, 1 or 2 on the edge as well. It's certainly causing problems for the Egyptians as they've got to have more bodies back in the penalty area. The referee just having a word with players again now about some pushing. Seems to be customary in the corners throughout the game. Just waiting again as Hamdi Fati just tries to mark Boateng. A little bit of height advantage there for Bayern as the corner goes in. It's flicked onto the back post and Muller couldn't quite get there and El Shaarawy gathers the ball. It was a real chance for Bayern. Shaarawy does get to release the ball quickly this time and he has found an Al Ahly shirt and they try to come forward, but he was slow in the possession. The referee gives a foul there. It's a bit of a harsh call against Boateng. The referee gives the free kick to the Egyptians just towards the centre circle inside their own half, out towards the left hand side. A couple of options to take the free kick and it was taken in the end by Al Salaya, and he goes back to the defensive line, takes the ball back in the centre of the park himself, finds Karaba's pass into Fati. Fati now out to Mohamed Hani. Al Ahly will just be looking to try and get back to the first few minutes of this half where they were certainly more impressive than they'd been in the opening 45, but Bayern have just won the ball back again towards halfway as Gnabry plays it to Coman. Coman inside the Al Ahly half. He's going to get a run now at the defence and he's caught there, but the ball goes through to Lewandowski. Advantage played and the referee will let them play the ball out to the left hand side. Davis just about keeping it in play. Got a bit of space now, a few yards of green ahead of him. Plays it in. It's a poor touch in the end by Coman and the Egyptians will break now. Not too much in the options for the unrushing attacking player. Magdi Afshar now turns and has to go back towards the halfway line. Does so. Al Salaya seen much more of the ball in this half than he did in the first half. He drops it into Hamdi Fati. Fati plays it across to Ibrahim. Ibrahim goes to Ashraf and the Egyptians will continue their attacking effort on the left hand side. It's taken now by Afshar, whose pass was very loose. They were looking for a free kick there. The referee not giving the decision and Bayern have possession with Neuer, who just steps out of his penalty box and plays the pass into the feet of Kimmich. Kimmich will bring the ball forward and play it out to the left hand side where Gnabry's touch into Davis. Davis touches it back into Kimmich. Kimmich now steps forward yet again. And Bayern just, again, slowing the game down, just playing a few simple passes, no more than a couple of yards each time as it goes across to Jerome Boateng, whose touch was a little bit loose, but it's made him some yards on the right, and he's loose in possession there now. And the Egyptians are trying to come away. Boateng does well to recover his mistake and plays a pass straight up the right-hand side to give Lewandowski a chase, and he is chasing Ibrahim, who just about gets away from him, but Coman wins the ball now, and it's a bit loose possession now between the two teams. Ibrahim will try to come forward, and he finds Karaba. Karaba tries to flick the ball past Coman. Coman ends up back with possession and plays it across to Boateng. Bayern now just going to start again as we reach the hour mark in the game. Still Ahly 0, Bayern Munich 1. Lewandowski's 17th minute goal, well worked, good finish to a crowd of players, has given the European and German champions the advantage as Kimmich steps away from Al Salaya. He's brought down there, but the referee says there was no infringement. Al Salaya will now carry the ball over the halfway line. He's got Alphonso Davies coming back, who just about touches the ball off him, and then the foul against Gnabry is by Al Salaya, and he'll have to go back into his more usual defensive midfield position as Bayern have the free kick just inside their own half. Good effort there from Alphonso Davies and Serge Gnabry to come. As Muller now has a chance to drive forward, and he's found Lewandowski, tries to touch it away from the defender, but it's blocked well, and the Egyptians just about get it away. There is a slight push there. The referee gives the Egyptians the free kick. They were looking to try and take it quickly, but not much option to do so. So they'll just slow it down now, and Bayern will make their first change. It will be Thomas Muller coming off. He'll be replaced by Choupo-Moting, number 13 for Bayern, former Paris Saint-Germain striker. Yes. Muller just applauds his teammates. It's actually going to be a double substitution for Bayern Munich as well. Serge Gnabry will make way for former Manchester City man Leroy Sané. He just goes off over the opposite side of the pitch due to the rule change over the last couple of seasons, where the players have to go off at the nearest exit of the pitch, not on the traditional halfway line into the dugout, as was the case for many years before, as the Egyptians take the free kick out to the right hand side. Ahly goes back to Benon. Benon twists and just doesn't really have much option to play the ball forward, so he goes back to his goalkeeper El Shenawi. El Shenawi now launches the goal kick up in towards the Bayern penalty area, but it's easily won. Sané gets his first touch since coming on, and he's already looking to go forward, and he's found a pass out to Davis. Davis now just calmly plays it into Marc Roca. Roca has a look for Kimmich, but instead finds his teammate and gets the ball back himself very quickly. Goes out to the left hand side. Davis pass was straight to the Egyptian player. The Egyptian player gone down there, and the referee is going to give a free kick. It certainly did catch, won the ball cleanly. Actually, a knee looks like it catches him in the face. It was a pure accident. The referee not going to get his cards out on this instance. No need for that. And the Egyptians will take the free kick on the right hand side, about midway point inside their own half. It will be taken by Badr Benon, and he plays it up towards the halfway line, but Bayern win possession back very quickly as Choupo-Moting twists, turns, and finds the pass out to Coman on the left hand side this time. He gives it back to Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting twists, turns, he's got a man to beat, he's got him one on one, he's got a bit of yards that he can try and take into, and he goes back to Coman. Coman now calmly plays it back into Davis. Davis tries to go inside onto his right foot. He does do so, gives the ball to Kimmich, a couple of yards away from him. Kimmich will now look to give it to Coman on the left hand side. He's got El Shahat to beat. He does play a pass into Lewandowski. Instead, Lewandowski's ball through, and it's gone straight through to the goalkeeper, Mohamed El Shenawi, who takes the ball in his hand, kicks it long again up towards the halfway line, gives Karaba another aerial battle to try and participate in, but he's unsuccessful on this occasion. It was a bit of a tough ask to win on that occasion, and Kimmich plays it to Davis. Davis to Roca. Roca now just over the centre circle and towards the left hand side. Pass goes through, it just evades Lewandowski, and the Egyptians will come away with it as Tahir takes a touch and looks back to Ashraf. Ashraf into Al Salaya, switches it out to the right hand side. Now what can Hussein Al Shahat do? He's got Alphonso Davies. He's got Mark Rocker coming over to cover, but cross goes in, gets it away at the second attempt, but it's kept forward by Taher. He's going to try and go infield. He does go infield and finds Salaya. Salaya plays it in to Taher. Taher now to Hani. Hani plays it out to Al Shahat. Can he get the ball into the penalty box? He tries to run through Davis, and Coman helps his teammate take the ball away. They give it to Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting back into Davis. Davis to Rocker. A couple of nice touches there, and Davis comfortably gets away from the attentions of the Egyptian forward. And now Kim will circle towards the right hand side. Cuts back. And play it down from each side here, which they have done. He's done really well there, Al Shahat. He got past Davis the first time. Davis is quick enough to get back. A good battle going on between the two of them now. The pass goes back into Magdi Afshar, and the Egyptians will reset and go back to the halfway line. Lewandowski just slightly hobbling there. Seems like he should be okay. Nothing more than a slight impact injury, and that will be of big relief to Bayern Munich, their fans and their coaching staff, as Ayman Ashraf takes the ball now in field. The Egyptians just holding possession again, just trying to give themselves a bit of a breather. It's been a tough game for them so far. Bayern certainly very, very comfortable in possession, making them work, making them chase, put in the yards, and Kahraba will now have a bit of a chase with Boateng, but Boateng headers it back to Neuer, who collects comfortably, throws it out quickly to the left-hand side. Alaba plays it into Kimmich in the centre. He's got acres of space around him. It's just plays a pass into Mark Rocker. Rocker comes into the Ahly half and finds Pavard on the right hand side. Immediate urgency by Ahly to try and put some pressure on the right back of Bayern Munich, as he just plays another couple of passes. As Kahraba was tying his laces, Boateng takes advantage of that fact and rolls the ball just alongside him into Kimmich's feet. Kimmich finds Davis. Davis now cuts inside very well and plays it out to Coman on the left hand side. He's going to try and cut back out onto his right foot here. He does. Takes him back on down the left hand side, crosses into the middle, and El Shaarawy comes out and claims well again, and this time gets his distribution out quickly, but now he's put his side under pressure a bit as they work it up towards the halfway line. Possession loosely squandered again. Alaba steps in and it ricochets through to Boateng. Boateng goes into the Ahly half and finds Kimmich. Kimmich now finds Pavard on the right hand side. He's got Sane ahead of him. He has used Sane, who starts to come infield to Kimmich. Kimmich now dummies a pass and gets a few yards out to play it to Pavard. Pavard's got a couple of players in front of him he can try and use, but he's gone back to Mark Rocker. Rocker chips it in and it's headed away. Lewandowski was free in the middle if it had found its way past the defender, and straight back with Mark Rocker. Bayern keeping the pressure on. Choupo-Moting now finds Pavard. Pavard's cross and it's deflected. It's a corner. Well, it could have gone anywhere. El Shaarawy, luckily for the Egyptian, seems to have his near post covered. Ayman Ashraf there, just getting a touch on the ball, sending it goalwards, and it was a decent opportunity for Bayern. Certainly promising. Looks as though Shaarawy had done enough. The Egyptians now lining up a triple change. It will be Hussein Al Shahat who's replaced. One of three. Bayern look like they're Bayern making a change of their own. Konstantin Tolisso will come on in place of Mark Rocker, who's had a really good game in the defensive midfield position alongside Joshua Kimmich. So it's another change for Bayern Munich, getting players rested. They did have, as I mentioned earlier, some transport issues in getting to this tournament after their game on Friday with Hertha Berlin. As we just see the second change for Al Ahly now, as they'll be making one more substitution. Dieng will be coming onto the pitch in replace Mohamed Magdi Afshar, who's trying to get involved as much as possible. It's been a tough ask for him in the number 10 role. Two defensive midfielders to compete with on top form, very good in possession, and they've given him a lot of chasing to do, but he's gone through a good shift. They'll be quite pleased with his efforts, but obviously we'll be hoping that his side can now go on and get back into this game while he's on the bench. Corner taken by Sane, who plays it to Kimmich. Sane whips it in left-footed. It's headed straight at the goalkeeper. And Choupo-Moting will feel as though that was a good opportunity. Certainly had space. Again, like, very loose defending by the Egyptian side. There was a couple of free headers in the first half, and that wasn't too far different to them. But fortunately for them, the header only found the goalkeeper's arms in the middle of the goal. They go forward again, and it's just going to be one there, and ricochets off Kimmich's face, and the Egyptians will try to bring the ball forward again. Boateng steps in and plays it into Coman. Coman in a more central position, got eyes on going out towards the left-hand side. Is brought down there, and the referee will give the Germans a free kick. So we just see a replay there. Early involvement for Dieng as he gives away the foul. Just seeing that corner again. It wasn't as free a header as it looks, but he still could have done better as the ball goes out to the left-hand side where Coman takes a touch. He's found Kimmich on the edge of the box. Kimmich touches it back. It's gone from distance. It's just over the bar. And Bayern starting to look likely to add a second goal to their tally now. Nice layoff by Kimmich. The strike was from distance. It wasn't far away at all. Just over the top of the crossbar, and Shanawi now looking to take a goal kick. He's going to have to go long. Bayern pressing the simple, short options, and it goes straight back to Alaba. Alaba plays it to Davis. Davis goes back to Neuer. Neuer just going to calm things down. 71 minutes into this World Club Championship semi-final, where Bayern lead Ahly by 1-0. As we just have a recap of the substitutions: Al Shahat and Afshar, the other two players going off. Salah, Mohsen, Dieng and Boualia coming on for the African Champions League winners. Both of these sides winning trebles last season. It's been a good game. Ahly doing a lot of the chasing, a lot of the work, but they're not too far out of this. Only one goal in it. Bayern come forward through Sane as he comes into the central area and plays it out to Davis. Davis has got Coman on the left hand side and uses him. Coman now going to face up to Mohamed Hani. Is he going to try and go past him? He ends up taking Tahir on, goes backwards, and his ball into the middle is cut out, but Bayern win possession straight back. Kimmich steps in brilliantly and plays a short 1-2 with Pavard. Pavard now goes out to Choupo-Moting on the right hand side. He just tried to play into Pavard as Pavard sprinted past him, but it was unfortunately too difficult to control for the Frenchman as he was getting a bit of a head of steam as Choupo-Moting is caught, and it will be a free kick to Bayern Munich. Bit of a cynical challenge there towards the halfway line, but nothing given by the referee other than the initial free kick, as Bayern now with Alaba in the centre circle plays it out to Joshua Kimmich, who's been brilliant today for Bayern in that defensive midfielder position, as he's just made an advancing run now for Pavard, but Pavard opts to not use him and goes back instead, and Bayern will reset as Tolisso plays it in to Alaba. Alaba out to Davis. Davis with a step over and gets inside and goes back to Constantin Tolisso, who switches it out to the right. He's far away from any of his teammates. Sane, no chance to really get that ball and keep it in play. It will be a goal kick for the Egyptians. 73 minutes, 17 minutes plus stoppage time to go. There's been a few substitutes in this half, so we may be looking at 3 or 4 minutes as it stands. Bayern with 1 foot in the final. The Egyptians hoping that one opportunity can fall their way as it's gone over Boualia, and Bayern win possession again. It's won by Tolisso, who steps in and instantly getting involved, making positive contributions in the defensive efforts of Bayern as the ball goes up towards Coman on the left hand side. They've cut it out well and they'll easily go back into the central area. A couple of players closing down there. Sane went into a central area to try and get away as Ayman Ashraf brings the ball forward, and here's long passes cut out well by Benjamin Pavard, and it will be a throw into the Egyptian side just inside the Bayern half. Signature of not much movement going on when there are throw-ins for the Egyptians, but they've gone up towards the penalty box and it's easily plucked out by Bayern. Choupo-Moting evades the first challenge, but possession goes back to the Egyptians. Al Saleh can't control the ball, and now Sane's got space. He's going to be fronting up the defender one-on-one. Is he going to go inside or outside? He does go inside. Goes back towards the edge of the penalty box. It's Tolisso. He finds Coman now on the edge of the penalty area. Coman tries to drag it past Hani. Hani sliding in and puts it out for a throw into Bayern. Kept his eyes on the task and did really well to take that challenge of Coman and put the ball out of play for a throw in to Bayern, which they take quickly. They'll they'll be just looking to go back into the central area with Boateng now. They do that. And Boateng takes a touch and gives it back to Kimmich. Kimmich now returns the favour and gives the ball to Boateng. Boateng looks across to his left-hand side and finds Alaba just in front of him. Alaba now just taking a few steps forward. He's got a few yards to go into without any pressure, but he goes back to Boateng. Boateng now going to look to try and play out to the right-hand side. Does find Pavard. Pavard straight back to him, and Bayern now just controlling possession again, just waiting for an opportunity, waiting for that moment, and that could have been it there, but the pass was loose. Al Saleh has given it straight back to Alphonso Davies. Davies tries to play it in, it bounces straight back to him. He's cut inside there, and there's a foul, and it's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the penalty box of Bayern. Along the Bayern left-hand side, the few options that will fancy their chances at whipping this ball in. Again, they'll be sending the likes of Lewandowski and Boateng forward. Just see the replay there. Davies caught very close to the penalty area. It was never a danger of giving away a penalty. It was only a yard or so away, though. The referee was on hand to make the correct decision. And it seems like it will be Joshua Kimmich who will be lining up this free kick. Very close to the edge of the penalty area. Sane stands over the ball as well. A two-man wall from the Egyptians, just been told to go back another 1 or 2 yards as the Egyptians start to plan their defensive strategy. Choupo-Moting with a bit of a height advantage over Ibrahim. Lewandowski waiting around the penalty spot. Coman and Pavard lurking around the edge of the penalty area. It's taken short for Kimmich. It was a bit heavy pass away from him, but Coman has redeemed possession for Bayern, and now they've got Sane in space, but the strike goes from distance. It's just wide. Miles out from Alaba. He fancied his chances and wasn't that far away. Centre-back wanting to get in on the goals there as Bayern line up another couple of substitutions as Sula and Musiala will be coming on to the field of play. Boateng coming off. He's had an impressive showing. Plenty of touches of the ball, plenty of passing, but surely a very high pass success rate. As Nicolas Sula will come on and take his place in the defensive line. Kingsley Coman, another good outing from him on the right-hand side, switched out to the left-hand side and continue to cause problems. He goes off now, and Musiala will come on in his place, wearing the number 42 shirt for Bayern, as the Egyptians, wow, the goal kick was taken out to the right-hand side quickly, and not the greatest touch from Mohamed Hani, and it goes straight out for a throw-in for Bayern Munich, which they take backwards and go into their own half. Davies takes the difficult bounce of the ball well and plays it in, and it goes across from Alaba to Sula to get his first touch, get him on the action, just very similar to how it was with Boateng. A couple of nice passes exchanged between the two, and then it goes out to Sula, who's going to step forward now towards the halfway line. He plays it out to the right hand side for Pavard. Pavard goes back to Tolizo, and Pavard's touch was heavy, and it will fancy their chances. Sula straight in there, plays it back to Neuer. Neuer under a bit of pressure by Bouallia, and Yang starts to close down Kimmich, but the Bayern side do get it away, and they get it out to the right hand side where Benjamin Pavard plays it in field to Constantin Tolisso. Tolisso now switches it out to the left hand side with Davies. Davies a couple of steps forward before finding Musiala for his first touch. He rolls it into his fellow substitute Tolisso, who switches it across to the third of the substitutes, Sula, and he's switched deep into the left hand side now. Musiala controls well, and he's got away from the first challenge. He's going to drop a few step overs, gets into the penalty box, lays it off to the edge, but he's just away from Kimmich, and the Egyptians clear it. Neuer up towards the centre circle, just plays it to Sula. Sula now to Alaba. Bayern will come forward again with Davies on the left hand side. A little over 10 minutes to go. Bayern controlling this game, leading by 1-0 as Tolisso goes back into Sula. Sula steps forward. He's got a couple of Egyptians starting to close him down now, but he's done well to find a pass straight forward through the middle, and they'll come forward again now with Kimmich. Kimmich plays it into Musiala. Touch was a little bit loose, and the Egyptians pick it up. Kimmich snaps straight back in and wins possession. Davies goes back to Alaba. Now back with Kimmich on the halfway line. Bayern will be hoping to get a second goal here. They'll want to make this as comfortable as possible. They'll want to avoid giving the Egyptians any hope that any ricochet, any one chance that comes their way, if it's punished, will spell danger at this stage. So Bayern will want to try and get a second goal, I'm sure, at this stage now as it's taken forward by Alphonso Davies. He's going to challenge Ahly one-on-one. Ahly snaps back in, and another good challenge from him on that right-hand side. He's had a good showing, the right back for the Egyptian side. Had a difficult ask, some of the calibre of players that he's been up against so far, but he's handled the tasks on the whole quite well. He's tried to get forward and cause Bayern some problems when the opportunity has arisen to do so. Bayern take the throw-in back towards the halfway line, and Tolisso takes the ball just in front of the centre circle, plays it into Kimmich. Kimmich gets it back now, and Sula steps forward. He plays it into Leroy Sané. Sané is sandwiched between three challengers, and it will be a free kick to Bayern there. Bayern tries to take it quickly, but the referee not allowing them to do so, as Kimmich and Sané will stand over the free kick. It was Ashraf Ayman who gave away the foul. Other two challenges of Hamdi Fati and Al Salaya did come after the initial contact. Actually, one of the Egyptian players is down hurt here, so the referee will just order the physios and the medical staff to come on and take a look. It is Al Salaya who's down. He's got through a lot of running, a lot of chasing, a lot of closing down in this game so far, of which we've played 81 minutes, just under 10 minutes to go, plus any allotted stoppage time, which could be anything 4 or 5 minutes, due to the high number of substitutions and a couple of injuries that have gone on, as the Egyptians seem to be lining up another substitution. Salaya certainly seems to be struggling. I'm not sure he'll be able to continue at this stage. He's got through a good shift, so maybe worthwhile that they take him off and give him a rest now with an eye on, as you said, after this they will have one more game, be it a third place playoff or a semi-final, depending on how this next 8.5 minutes goes. Just goes off to the side of the pitch, and Bayern prepare their free kick. El Shanawi instructing his wall. He's got 4 players in there, a couple of players just stepped away. Referee just ordering the wall back a few yards. They were quite away from the 10-yard mark. He's put his magic spray down, and Bayern have 2 or 3 players lining this free kick up. They've got plenty of options. Alaba and Sané, the main contenders. Both of them making a stance for a run-up, so it could go either way. And it is Leroy Sané. He strikes it straight into the wall. It goes out. Alaba hits it and is blocked. And now Bayern managed to keep possession. There was a chance for an Al Ahly break there, but they shut that down quite quickly. Now Kimmich puts it into the middle of the box. It's headed away again. Sané picks it up just outside the centre of the edge of the penalty box, and it goes to Kimmich. Kimmich now plays it to Davies. Davies tried to turn inside Gualia, and it's just gone out for a throw into the German side. Can Bayern get a second goal? Can Al Ahly get an equaliser? It will be Tahir Mohamed who comes off. Worked tirelessly down the side. He's tried to carry his team forward when possible, and he will be replaced by Mohamed Sharif, number 10 for the Egyptians, as the Al Ahly manager just congratulates Tahir on his shift. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with how his man has played, but Bayern start to come forward again. Lewandowski loses out to the midfielder Hamdi Fati. Bayern didn't seem to be too much in it. He's through, but Neuer comes out and collects it well. It was deep into the penalty area, and he throws it out quickly to Tolisso. Tolisso now just stops turns. Doesn't have to play any pass anytime soon, but he gives it up to the halfway line, and it goes back to Davis. Davis now across to Alaba. Alaba across to Sula. Bayern so far continuing their record of picking up where they left off in 2013 by going all the way through this tournament without conceding. They're only 6 minutes plus stoppage time away from adding this game to that impressive list, but the Egyptians will be trying to come forward here through Al Salaya. He plays it up the left-hand side. There's a bit of a foot race, but it's well won by Pavard, who's still got plenty of energy left in the tank after 84 minutes. Kimmich, one of Bayern's star players, he's been one of the better players on the pitch today. He's really held things together for Bayern, won possession when needed, tried to get them forward, kept it simple when needed, and worked back defensively. He's had a really good game as Pavard and Sula just start to exchange passes with each other and give it to Sané now. Not too much longer left in this game, but Bayern still working possession well. Ahly not closing down as much now. They probably feel this game slipping away from them a bit as Bayern continue to play it along the back line. Now Süle on the right hand side of the centre-back partnership gets up towards the centre circle. Finds Sané. Sané ups the pace and plays a little touch inside to Tolisso. Tolisso now turns and plays the pass. It's gone over the top for Sané. Sané's going to win the foot race here. Can he get the cross in? He does get the cross in, and it's going to be 2-0. It's 2-0 to Bayern. It's Lewandowski at the back post. It's a really brilliant ball in from Sané. Did so well to keep the ball in, and as his cross just evaded Mohamed Al-Shanawi's reach, Lewandowski was there at the back post, and he couldn't miss from there. And he's got another goal today. It's a brace for Lewandowski. It's continued his terrific goal-scoring run over the last few years. He'll be feeling aggrieved that he didn't win the Ballon d'Or last year when it was cancelled. Certainly was one of the front runners and deserved it. But he's got the brace here, and he's sending Bayern to the final. Sané comes on and claims an assist. It's just such a great delivery. Lewandowski just could not miss from there. He rose up so well. It was just the simplest of tasks for a man of his pedigree. And the Poland international has surely fired Bayern into the final now. Bayern Munich 2, Ahly 0. We've got just over 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And the Egyptians, 32-match unbeaten run in all competitions in competitive games, is going to come to an end now surely as they try to make headway, but the strike goes straight down the throat of Manuel Neuer from distance. Mohamed Sharif's effort lacking any real direction, just straight down the middle, and by the time it reached the goal it had lost some of its pace. Bayern now knocking the ball around the back line again. Goes into the midfield where Tolisso turns away from Mbualia, and he's just going to look to go into the feet of Kimmich again. Influential as the midfielder plays a simple pass out to Pavard. Pavard now goes back to Süle, and Bayern will reset and go again with Alaba on the left hand side of the centre-back partnership. Plays it into Tolisso in the centre circle. He goes out slightly towards the left hand side, and he's got a bit of space, bit of time, and tries to switch it out to the right hand side. Does so. Sané controls well, but he's challenged well by Ashraf, who's just about got a toe to it to send it away, but no further than Kimmich, who's been held back by Fatih, and it will be another free kick to Bayern in an advanced position. Certainly a foul there. Hands were all over Kimmich and dragged him to the floor. Pavard, Sané, Kimmich standing over the free kick. Pavard steps away, so it will be a shootout between Kimmich and Sané. Who will take this free kick? Alaba goes to join in the discussions now. He wants to get involved as well as Lewandowski. Choupo-Moting waiting in the penalty area. Pavard just goes to a more central position. Bayern still committing quite a few bodies forward now. They'll feel with the time left, 2-goal lead, they'll fancy their chances at seeing this out. Ahly haven't threatened too much. They had a good spell at the start of the second half. They've tried to get forward when possible, but it's been a tough ask as Kimmich swings the free kick in, but it's dealt with well. It goes to the edge of the area, and the volley from Lewandowski around 25 yards goes sailing harmlessly over the bar. He's contributed enough to probably not be too disappointed with that as we see a replay of the goal. Just such a great delivery from Sané. Really, really nice play on a plate for Lewandowski, and also the impressive leap of the Poland international. Al-Shanawi will take the goal kick long. We've got around a minute and a half left of normal time. We'll be finding the stoppage time out very soon as Dieng flicks the header on, but it's just not going to stick for Ahly in the attacking area. Pavard now rolls it back to Neuer. Neuer with a first time pass out to the left hand side. Accurately finds Tolisso, but Tolisso just struggled to keep it in play there. It took a little bit of a bounce before it arrived to the Frenchman, and he just concedes the throw-in midway point in Bayern's half on the right hand side. Mohamed Hani steps forward to take the throw-in. 89th minute of this game, a goal in either half from Robert Lewandowski has put Bayern on the brink of a final of the trophy that they won in 2013, as the Egyptians just did well there to keep the ball in play there. Mohamed Hani, and he's going to try and cross it in, but he's overran it in the end. Davis putting him under pressure, and It's just not going to stick for Al Ahly now. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be their day. Pizzo, Masamane's side struggling to get any sort of cohesive attacking effort together, and coming up against a high quality side like Bayern, they've really found it difficult, and that unbeaten run will surely end. Bayern just comfortably playing the ball back to Neuer. Neuer goes out to Alaba. Alaba just midway inside the Bayern half will just turn and play simple pass across to his central defensive partnership Süle now. Pattern of Bayern's game today, really holding the ball in the defensive line, trying to bring Al Ahly out of their shape, and they've done so well at keeping possession. 4 minutes of stoppage time will be added on as the ball goes out for a goal kick to Bayern. Sané playing it against the Al Ahly player, and it will be a goal kick which Neuer in no hurry to take. Around 3.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. The goal kick taken short to Pavard on the right hand side, and Kimmich plays it across to Alaba. Alaba back to Kimmich. Kimmich now plays it infield to Choupo-Moting. Choupo-Moting goes back to Süle. Süle steps forward and plays it out to the left hand side, where it's controlled nicely by Lewandowski. Lewandowski goes back to Alphonso Davies. Davies back to Alaba, and Bayern really now looking likely to see this out. Just keeping hold of possession, just not under any real pressure though on that back line again, as Bouallia tries to step forward and close down, but he's a bit of a lone ranger there, and Bayern find it easy to pass their way out, and they've gone into the middle now with Tolisso, who's just escaped the attention of a couple of Al Ahly players and finds Musiala. Musiala to Lewandowski. Lewandowski back to Davies, and Davies will go back to Alaba in the middle. Alaba to Süle. Bit of an attempt to close him down, but he had an easy pass onto Sané. Sané goes back to Alaba. Alaba now goes back to Süle. Süle back to Alaba once again, and it goes back out to the substitute Süle, who once again returns the ball to David Alaba, who may not be a Bayern player much longer. His contract is expiring, yet to sign a new deal, and certainly catching the attention of a host of top European clubs. Had a good showing today as the ball goes forward to Choupo-Moting inside the penalty area. Keeps hold of possession. He's escaped a couple of challenges, and now he's flicked the ball through nicely for Musiala, and he's won a corner for Bayern. 2 minutes left, midway point in stoppage time in the second half. Bayern closing in on the final now. Just 120 seconds left for the treble winners of last season to see it through, and they'll have a corner in which they're not sending as many players forward now. They don't really need to at this stage. Just a case of holding on to possession, I'm sure, and they've gone out towards Kimmich, who's around 20, 25, 30 yards out from goal. He finds Davies. Davies now plays it in to Tolisso. Tolisso tries to run past Yeng and just does so, and Fati clears it for a throw into Bayern Munich midway inside the Al Ahly half. It's little over 1 minute to go in stoppage time as Musiala turns away from his marker and goes back to Alaba. Alaba now draws Bouallia in and plays it to Neuer. Neuer gives it straight out to Niklas Süle. Süle now plays it across to Alaba, and Bayern will be confident now that they'll see this game through with the possession they have. As it goes out to Süle. Süle just comfortably plays it to Neuer. Neuer just touches it back, and you can see now the Al Ahly players just dropping a little bit deeper, and it's just giving Bayern plenty of opportunities to pass the ball around the back line and into those defensive midfielder positions. Choupo-Moting now gives it to Tolisso. Tolisso to Süle. Süle across to Alaba. 30 seconds to go for Bayern. They are surely now going to the final. Play switched out to the right hand side. Is there going to be one more chance for them? It's cut out well, and the Egyptians will just try to bring it away now, and Yeng plays it out to Ashraf. Ashraf plays the ball further up the left hand side. He's going to try and take the ball down into the corner now, Mohsen. He's just caught it in his own feet. It goes to Sané. Bayern back with possession into the last 10 seconds, and they carry it forward. Here it's touched on by Lewandowski out to Leroy Sané. The referee's taking a look at his watch. Lewandowski turns and the referee blows the whistle. It's Bayern Munich who go through to the final. They have beaten Al Ahly in the battle of the treble winners. The German side coming out on top. 2 Robert Lewandowski goals for Hansi Flick's side have done the damage. A goal either side of the break, and it's a thorough